Our Scott McLean is at the legislature this morning. He's dissecting the details in this throne speech. He joins us now live from the Rotunda, where he's standing by with our Premier. Scott.
Good morning, Heather, and hello to our friends watching on Global Saskatoon's Morning News. Of course, I've got with me here this morning Premier Brad Wall. Good morning, sir. Thanks for being on the program.
Good morning. Welcome to your legislature.
Thank you. First of all, one of the things that was announced in the throne speech is a change to business taxes from 12% to 10%. Now, if you apply that to what you guys earned on taxes last year, that amounts to about $136 million. How do you make up that shortfall?
Well, we spread it out, first of all, over 3 years. And what we found when we reduce these kinds of taxes, that if the reduction comes over a period of time, the increased economic activity that the tax reduction causes makes up for most of the revenue. We're also, I think, going to see some continued revenue growth from other sources that allows us to do this. It's going to have to, because we simply are going to rely on balanced budgets going forward. Balanced budgets are key to our economic plan that we released last week, and everything's subject to that. But we're pretty confident, looking at the numbers, we can achieve this reduction. That would, by the way, put us on a par with Alberta and BC. We need to continually strive for competitiveness, and our taxes on the businesses are a little bit higher.
I think your opponents are looking at something like this and saying, well, isn't this the time to be paying down the debt, maybe giving citizens a little bit of the money back? And I think that they're saying that, you know, businesses are doing just fine. Why is this the right time to do this?
Well, for the reason I just mentioned, we've got to continually be working on competitiveness. And right now, those taxes are higher than in Alberta and BC. As we want to attract investment here, we need to have that level at least at par. Here's the other point I'd make. In our first 4 years, we offered record tax reductions for the middle class and for low-income Saskatchewan people. In fact, because of our measures, we dropped 114,000 people, low-income people in this province, from the tax rolls completely. They do not pay provincial tax because we increased exemptions. We've also already cut the small business rate in half, actually by greater than half, just last year. This is the next step. We'll always be looking for ways to make sure that all people in the province are benefiting from growth, and there'll be other opportunities on income tax down the road. But this is a priority we're setting to keep the economy growing, this business tax rate reduction. And we're confident that it's worked in the past, it's worked in other jurisdictions, it'll work here in the province.
One of the things I think that makes people perk up is proposed changes to labor laws in this province. There wasn't very much in the way of details yesterday, just saying that it would be competitive, fair, and balanced. Can you be specific as to what types of changes we might be looking at?
No. I can't be. We're not going to be specific just yet for a couple reasons. One, we're actually still working through all of the input we've got after months of consultation with Saskatchewan people. By the way, the consultation process or period won't end, even when we introduce the legislation, which will bring together all the different pieces of labor legislation into one employment code. When we do that, there will be the introduction this fall, but it won't pass until spring, or maybe it won't pass at all. But we'll have those intervening months to go through all the details. There won't be very many surprises. We've indicated the areas we're looking at already. We've got the feedback, and if people are aware of all of those, the areas that we've asked questions on of Saskatchewan people, they really will know the specifics. But we're going to let us introduce the bill first. And
well, maybe you can just point this out. Earlier this morning, the NDP suggested that one change that might even be on the table is a reduction in the amount of vacation time that people are entitled to. Can you just confirm that that is or is not on the table?
You know, we have a 40-hour work week. Some employers work with their employees to structure shifts so that 40 hours happens in different ways, 4 10-hour shifts. And there's a mutual consent that's required of employees and employers. And so this is a bit of fear-mongering from our friends across the way.
Some people say that this throne speech isn't very newsworthy, and I want to read you something that Murray Mandrick wrote in the Leader Post in the Star Phoenix. He said that this was a deliberate strategy on your part. This is a premier who has become very good at the political game of finding just the right place to say controversial things while simultaneously massaging public opinion in his favor. Is that a compliment?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Murray what he meant by that. But, you know, throne speeches are generally these are broad documents that lay out the overall vision for a province. This happened under the NDP when they were in government here. A throne speech sort of sets a general tone, and then the specifics you'll find in a few other places in the budget upcoming. There, by the way, are a lot of specifics in the speech from the throne in terms of cracking down on orange zone speeders, for example, on specific legislation, specific initiatives for rural health care. But there will be even more specifics that come in budgets. People are also aware of the platform, the things we promised in the campaign. There are specifics there. We're going to keep those promises. So there's plenty of details there today. But there is an overall vision we have. We want to be 1.2 million people by 2020. We have a growth plan we put forward, and we're going to let that inform our actions over the coming months.
We're running out of time, but quickly, we have a new mayor in Regina. His name is Michael Foucher. I'm sure you're familiar with him. Good or bad for this province and for your relationship with the cities?
The people of Regina have made their choice, so it's good. The people aren't wrong, and they've chosen a council, I think, that wants to move forward with the revitalization initiative. We're going to work with the city of Regina on issues like housing. There's infrastructure issues here. The same is true for your viewers watching from Saskatoon. There's issues there. We're going to partner with the mayor of Saskatoon and all municipalities across the province.
Premier, well, thanks very much for being on the program.
Thanks, Scott.